The silent language of a man's behavior often speaks with a profound clarity that spoken words can never quite replicate. In the complex landscape of romantic relationships, verbal declarations of love and long-term commitment can sometimes be easy to utter, yet incredibly difficult to sustain over time. While grand declarations and poetic promises may capture the imagination, it is the quiet, unprompted, and repetitive daily actions that truly expose a man's deepest psychological intentions. When a man begins to envision a woman not just as a current companion, but as an irreplaceable fixture in his ultimate future, his internal landscape undergoes a massive shift. This cognitive evolution naturally mirrors itself in subtle, instinctual behavioral adjustments that completely bypass the need for grand verbal fanfare. He stops operating as a solitary unit and begins navigating life through the lens of a permanent partnership, creating a steady and undeniable rhythm of commitment that manifests long before an explicit proposal ever takes place. Understanding these silent indicators requires moving past the superficial noise of dating culture and looking closely at the foundational choices a man makes when he believes he has found his lifetime partner. Men are inherently protective of their independence, their personal space, and their long-term trajectories. Therefore, when they voluntarily and quietly alter these domains, it serves as the ultimate litmus test of their devotion. These changes are rarely performative or designed for a public audience. Instead, they thrive in the quiet spaces of the relationship, in the instinctual linguistic shift from I to we, the deliberate clearing of physical space within his personal sanctuary, and the vulnerable integration of a partner into his most sacred social circles. By observing these behaviors, a woman can effectively bypass the anxiety of guesswork and decode his true emotional investment. Actions possess an inherent honesty. They require a continuous expenditure of time, mental energy, and emotional vulnerability that a short-term data is simply unwilling or unable to provide. Ultimately, a man who is quietly building a future with you will make his intentions known through an unwavering consistency that protects your emotional peace of mind. He stops treating the relationship as a series of convenient, day-to-day encounters and begins approaching it as a sacred, collective investment. Whether he is seeking your counsel on high-stakes financial decisions or anchoring his physical proximity to yours in a crowded room, his body language and habits align to create a secure harbor. This comprehensive exploration of the 15 silent actions serves as a precise guide to understanding the psychology of a committed man. By analyzing these subtle cues, you will gain deep insight into how a man transitions from casual affection to a profound, lifelong dedication, ensuring that you can recognize the quiet, immovable foundation of a love that is built to endure the test of time. He automatically uses we instead of I when planning long-term events. When a man's psychological perspective shifts from individual survival to a shared partnership, his language naturally evolves before his explicit declarations do. The casual, subconscious transition from I to we during ordinary conversations about the future is one of the most reliable indicators of deep emotional alignment. If he is discussing a concert happening next year, a holiday weekend months away, or a potential relocation for work, and he instinctively groups you into those scenarios, his mind has already integrated you into his life script. He no longer conceptualizes a future where you are merely an invitee or an afterthought. Instead, you are a permanent fixture. This linguistic shift reflects a deeper subconscious comfort and security, proving that when he envisions his ultimate destination, he simply cannot picture the journey without you standing directly by his side. He clears space for your belongings in his personal home environment. A man's personal living space is his ultimate sanctuary, a physical reflection of his independence and established boundaries. When he begins to voluntarily and silently rearrange that environment to make physical room for you, it signals a massive internal readiness to share his life. This doesn't just mean clearing a single token drawer out of politeness. It manifests as shifting his favorite items to open up closet real estate, setting aside a specific spot for your morning routine essentials, or upgrading his space to ensure your absolute comfort. By altering his physical domain, he is systematically dismantling the solitary habits of his bachelorhood. These quiet adjustments serve as a tangible, daily manifestation of his desire to blend your lives together. He is actively showing you that his home is no longer just a place where he lives alone, but a shared space intentionally designed for you to stay. He introduces you to the core pillars of his inner circle and family, bringing a partner into the presence of family and lifelong. Friends is a high-stakes screening process that a man only initiates when he is entirely certain of a relationship's longevity. When he brings you into this inner sanctum, he isn't just introducing a casual date. He is presenting the person he intends to champion. He wants the foundational figures in his life to witness the connection you share, and he wants to observe how your presence harmonizes with his roots. This silent action serves a dual purpose. It grants you access to the private history that shaped him, while simultaneously signaling to his closest allies that you hold a revered, protected status in his life. By weaving you into the fabric of his primary support system, he is anchoring you to his past and securing your position firmly in his future. He actively seeks and values your input on major career and financial decisions. When a man views a relationship as a temporary arrangement, his major life choices remain entirely unilateral. However, the moment he begins treating you as his life partner, your perspective becomes a vital compass for his trajectory. Before he accepts a major promotion, pivots his career path, invests in property, or makes a substantial financial commitment, he will quietly bring the dilemma to you first. He doesn't do this merely to seek shallow validation, but because he genuinely recognizes that his choices will directly impact your collective future. He deeply respects your intellect and intuition, and he wants to ensure that his ambitions align perfectly with your shared comfort and long-term security. Seeking your counsel on high-stakes matters is a profound sign of trust, proving he considers you an equal stakeholder in the life he is building. He remembers and quietly acts upon the smallest details you mention. True devotion rarely announces itself with grand, performative gestures. Instead, it thrives in the quiet observance of tiny, fleeting details. When a man is deeply invested in a future with you, his mind becomes a vault for your casual preferences, passing complaints and forgotten childhood anecdotes. You might offhandedly mention a specific childhood treat you miss, a unique book you've been meaning to track down, or how a certain ambient noise triggers your stress. Weeks later, without any reminding, that exact item will materialize, or the environment will be silently adjusted to ensure your peace of mind. This level of active, hyper-focused listening demonstrates that you occupy the center of his cognitive awareness. He is consistently dedicating his mental energy to understanding your inner world, translating his quiet observations into deliberate actions designed to make your daily life smoother and happier. He adjusts his daily routine and habits to seamlessly accommodate yours. A man set in his ways rarely alters his personal rhythm, unless the reward is entirely worth the disruption. When he quietly reshapes his morning habits, gym schedule, or evening wind-down rituals to align with your availability, it shows he is prioritizing connection over convenience. He doesn't complain about the shift or frame it as a sacrifice. Instead, the adjustment happens naturally, whether it's waking up an hour earlier to catch breakfast with you or modifying his weekend hobbies to maximize your shared quality time. These behavioral shifts prove he is weaving your existence into his daily reality. By choosing to alter his personal flow, he is sending a clear, wordless signal that your presence is a permanent necessity in his routine, rather than a temporary disruption. He invests time and effort into building genuine bonds with your loved ones. A man who only views a relationship as a short-term venture will rarely expend emotional currency on people outside of your immediate dynamic. Conversely, when he actively tries to win over your friends, remembers your siblings' upcoming interview, or shows up to family gatherings with genuine enthusiasm, he is building a bridge into your world. He doesn't interact with your loved ones out of mere politeness. He listens to their stories, offers help when they need it, and seeks their respect. He understands that your support system is a massive part of who you are. By investing deeply in the people who matter most to you, he is securing his place within your circle, ensuring that when your loved ones picture your future, they naturally picture him there too. He openly shares his vulnerabilities, past failures, and deeper fears. Society frequently conditions men to keep their guard up, masking their anxieties and past mistakes behind a shield of stoicism. Breaking this armor is a deliberate act of trust that a man only offers to someone he trusts with his future self. When he stops trying to present a flawless, bulletproof image and instead opens up about his childhood insecurities, professional setbacks, or personal fears, he is handing you the keys to his true inner world. He allows you to see him at his weakest because he feels entirely safe in your presence and views. You as his ultimate emotional sanctuary. This level of raw transparency is his silent way of saying he no longer wishes to hide any part of himself from the person he intends to love long term. He prioritizes your comfort and emotional safety during minor and major inconveniences. The true depth of a partner's commitment is rarely measured during moments of ease. Instead, it is revealed during times of stress, chaos, and unexpected frustration. When a flight gets cancelled, a tire goes flat, or you face a sudden personal crisis, his immediate, instinctive reaction is to shield you from the fallout. He steps into the storm to manage the logistics, absorbs the emotional tension, and ensures your physical comfort remains entirely uncompromised throughout the ordeal. He doesn't direct his frustration toward you or make you feel like an exhausting burden. Instead, his protective instincts take over completely, providing a stable, reliable anchor that proves he is entirely capable of keeping you safe, and deeply cared for through all of life's unpredictable storms. He includes you in his visualizations of milestones 5 or 10 years down the road. When a man talks about his long-term dreams, such as buying a home, traveling the world, or hitting a major career peak years from now, pay close attention to how he frames the narrative. If he describes these milestones with open-ended space for you to build them together, or explicitly references how we will enjoy the fruits of that labor, he has already locked you into his grand plan. He isn't just daydreaming about an abstract life. He is actively building a mental blueprint where your happiness and presence are completely intertwined. With his personal success, a man does not casualize his highest aspirations with someone he views as temporary. By placing you at the finish line of his grandest goals, he reveals that you are his ultimate destination. He stays and patiently works through hard conversations instead of walking away. A short-term partner will often defect, shut down, or use stonewalling tactics the moment a relationship requires heavy emotional labor. However, when a man views you as his permanent future, he recognizes that conflict is not a threat to the bond, but a necessary vehicle for deeper growth. Instead of walking away to protect his ego or escaping the discomfort of a difficult discussion, he stays present, listens intently, and actively helps dismantle the issue. He manages his temper, validates your feelings, and prioritizes finding a mutual resolution over simply winning the argument. By choosing the discomfort of vulnerability over the ease of detachment, he silently demonstrates that preserving the relationship is infinitely more important to him than protecting his pride, proving he is fully invested for the long haul. He protects your time together by saying no to disreputable distractions. In a world filled with endless social obligations and superficial distractions, time is a man's most valuable currency. When he consistently and intentionally establishes firm boundaries to guard your shared schedule, he is broadcasting your high-priority status. This means he will quietly decline low-value invitations, silence his phone during your dates, or step away from work demands when he is with you. He doesn't make a grand performative show of these choices. He simply values the sanctity of your connection too much to let outside noise dilute it. By actively filtering out distractions to ensure he can give you his undivided attention, he is showing that the reality you create together is his ultimate safe haven, and he intends to protect it fiercely. He mirror matches your body language and constantly keeps physical proximity. Human biology possesses a beautiful, instinctual way of revealing our deepest intentions long before our words can catch up. When a man is completely certain about his bond with you, his physical presence will naturally and automatically synchronize with yours. You will notice him subtly mimicking your posture, adopting your pacing while walking, or leaning in close whenever you speak in a crowded room. He will instinctually place a protective hand on the small of your back in busy spaces or seek out casual, non-sexual touch like resting his hand on yours. This constant desire for proximity is a primal, subconscious manifestation of his internal commitment. He is silently anchoring his physical body to yours, signaling to the world that you are a unified front. He quietly celebrates your individual successes without showing a hint of jealousy. A man who lacks long-term vision or feels insecure in his standing will often view your personal achievements as a threat to his dominance. Conversely, a man who sees you as his lifetime partner views your victories as a collective win for the team he is building. When you land a major promotion, hit a fitness goal, or conquer a personal fear, He is the first to beam with genuine, unforced pride. He doesn't try to dim your light, shift the spotlight back onto himself, or minimize your hard work out of jealousy. Instead, he celebrates your brilliance quietly and fiercely, ensuring you feel completely supported. His security in your success proves he wants an equal, empowered partner beside him as he conquers his own future goals. He shows unwavering consistency in his actions, ensuring his behavior never leaves you guessing. The ultimate silent confirmation of a man's long-term intent is the absolute absence of anxiety-inducing inconsistency in his behavior. He does not love bomb you one week only to go, completely cold and emotionally distant the next. His texts are steady, his affection is reliable, and his promises are always backed by predictable, concrete actions over time. This beautiful stability exists because he has zero interest in playing head, games, or keeping his options open. He respects you, values your peace of mind, and wants you to feel entirely secure in his devotion. By removing the guesswork from the relationship, he provides a solid, immovable foundation upon which you can confidently build a beautiful, shared life together without fear of abandonment.